story time. And this happened back when I was 17 years old and for a couple years after. Back then, I used to have long hair. And in fact, here is a picture of what I used to look like. And sorry that the pictures are me kissing and stuff like that. Those are really the only pictures. I only have a few pictures of me with my long hair because no one really had a camera, or if they did, they didn't have film because you had to have them developed back then. So sorry that the pictures are lovey-dovey. And that's my first wife, by the way. Um, Chelsea's my third wife. All right, so anyway, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so you see, yeah, I had long hair. Now, my father, he would say that I look like a girl and that I look like a hippie. You long hair hippie. And he would say, you need to cut your hair because you look like a girl. I kept hearing that all the time. Well, anyway, one time we went to a restaurant. My father never cooked at home. He just didn't. We always went out to eat. So he took me out to this restaurant that he goes to every morning, and then for supper time. I don't know what he did for lunch. But anyway, it was breakfast time. We went in there, and he was well known by the town. There was a lot of people because he played in a country band. But anyway, there was a group of guys there, and they were like in their 50s and 60s, and we're talking about different things. I wasn't. I was just listening. And then he started talking about my sister, my younger sister, and everything he said was nice. He was more or less bragging about her and stuff like that. You know, she does this and that and different things like that. But anyway, then after he was done talking, one of the guys across the table goes, "How old is your daughter?" Like this, and pointed at me. And my father's face turned red. And I was a little embarrassed. But back then, I was like, screw the world. This is my hair. If I want to have long hair, I'm going to have it. And then, of course, I had to hear it. He goes, "No, that's my son." And you could tell that he was like, he was lost. I mean, really, he was. He was so embarrassed. And when we went home, he jumped my ass. See, people think that you're a girl and stuff like that. But a lot of people back then had long hair, just because he didn't have long hair, big deal. But there was a lot of people, even in the 60s and stuff and 70s, couldn't believe it was an issue. But anyway, I eventually did have to cut my hair because I got a job at McDonald's and the rules were that you had to cut it. That sucked. But job versus your long hair, I choose to get rid of the long hair. Now later on, when I didn't work there anymore, I grew it back again. But anyway, when I was working at the nursing home as a certified nurse's aide, I encountered the problem again. I had the long hair grown back out, and every time I turn around, because some of the people have memory problems, every day I had to tell them that I am not a girl, not a woman, because they would say, "You are so pretty, gosh, you're good looking," and they would pinch my butt, and it was frustrating. After like 2 months of this going on, I thought, it's not their fault that they got bad memories, So I just dropped it. I just went ahead, and when they said, "You look pretty," I said, "Oh, thank you." I took the compliments, whatever it was. Now, of course, if they got handsy, I would say something about that. But I dropped it about the other thing. And so luckily there was more people that knew that I was a guy than the ones that didn't. But again, it's not their fault. You know what I mean? They have a memory problem. And with the long hair, I guess, as you saw in the pictures, I looked like a girl. But you know what? I picked up a lot of women back then. I didn't sleep with them, but I had a lot of girlfriends back then. And I slept with some, but I'm saying I didn't sleep with all of them. It wasn't about that. I had to be in love with somebody. So, but they always said, "I really love your hair." And so I loved my hair. When McDonald's said I had to cut it, I cut it. But luckily I was able to grow it back. And then YouTube, that's when I cut my rat tail off. You had to go way back in the videos, but I recorded me cutting it off I had it ever since, 24 or something like that. So anyway, thought I'd share that story with you. Yeah, I look like a girl. It was embarrassing, though, when they said you're good looking and you're pretty. But, oh well. That's in the past. Okay, you guys have a good one. Thank you for listening. and God bless.